ونظرا لكون ضبط جودة الأداء يعتمد في أساسه على تأهيل وتدريب الموظفين.
If you want to work in Abu Dhabi as a private security guard, you must have this. This is the license that allows you to work as a security guard in Abu Dhabi. If you do not have this and you are found working as a security guard, you will be arrested. How you obtain this? In this video, I will talk about all the details that you will need to know to work as a security guard, a private security guard in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. In this video, I will be sharing about Abu Dhabi private security, what you need to know if you want to work as a private security guard. Many of my colleagues, many of my subscribers to the channel have asked me to talk about security guard, how it is like. In this video, I will share all the necessary information from the recruitment, the licensing, the basic requirements, how much do security guards in Abu Dhabi earn, what you need to know as a security guard, what is the role of a security guard in Abu Dhabi. I will be talking about specifically for security guard in Abu Dhabi, a private security guard in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi and other northern Emirates except Dubai and Sharjah. In this video will be a little bit lengthy because it will include quite a number of details, and I would urge you to watch the entire video for you to get a clear picture. Probably your question might be answered towards the end of the video. I'll be discussing all the basic requirements, the minimum academic qualification you must have, the salary, how much do security guards earn in Abu Dhabi, the skills that you must possess as a security guard, and how you join security guard job in Abu Dhabi specifically. And I kindly urge you to subscribe to the channel so you do not miss out quite a number of important information. And let's get started. Security guard job in Abu Dhabi is one of my interesting moments. I have been a security guard for 2 years and I'm now getting to 2 years and 3 months, and this has been one of the best moments of my life. But in this video, I'll be talking about quite a number of details, and I would like to first tell you that you cannot be a security guard in Abu Dhabi if you do not have this. This is what allows you to work as a security guard job, as a security guard in Abu Dhabi. We'll start by the jurisdiction of a security guard. What you need to know, some important points, is that there are two major authorities that govern the private security in UAE. That is SIRA for Dubai and also PSBD or SSD, which is the Private Security Business Department, is responsible for licensing and supervising security guards in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. Before PSBD, which is the authority responsible for licensing and supervising private security companies, was formed, what was happening was that individual companies hired a person like a watchman and paid him according to their will. And there was also a policy of companies providing cleaners and also security guards. And as a result, many people who worked as security were untrained and were ill. So as a result, in 2001, the government of UAE decided to form federal bodies, federal authorities to oversee the licensing and supervising of private security guards in UAE. There was a body that was formed that was called PSBD, Private Security Business Department, which was a body that was responsible for overseeing all security guard jobs, licensing, supervising, and ensuring that security guards in UAE are working to the required standards. This body has been transformed to PSCOD, which is a private security company organization department, and now is currently called ASSD, which is Auxillary Security Services Department. It's the federal government department responsible for supervising, licensing, and enforcing rules and regulations to security companies and the security personnel in Abu Dhabi. Security guards in Abu Dhabi work under Abu Dhabi Police, which is also under the Ministry of Internal Affairs. That is the jurisdiction of a security guard in Abu Dhabi. Now, the first question is, or what most people want to know, how do I get hired as a security guard? First of all, you must be hired by a company. They must be hired by a company. When a company issues out an announcement that they need security guards, they will screen the candidates, and all those people that will go through the interviews and pass the interviews then will be enrolled for licensing at the National Security Institute, Dhabi. If you have passed the interview by the company will enroll you for license. And to get the license, you will be enrolled for the basic security guard license at the NSI, the National Security, and you will be taken through a number of training, physical training, English test, because you need to have at least some knowledge of how to write and speak English, because during the process of being a security guard, you will need to write, you will need to log in your daily activities and all that. So when a company hires you, they will take you for NSI training, and at the end of this course, which is about 1 week, you will obtain, when you successfully pass the NSI exams, you will be issued with a basic security guard license, which looks like this, and you can work as a security guard for any company you can work as a security guard under that company that has enrolled you in everywhere in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. This course takes about 1 week. It is not a very difficult course. It is just to test your English and also introduce you to the culture of UAE. They will teach you quite a lot of things, crowd controlling, how to control access. Especially, this is just a training for you, because when you have just been hired, you are new, you don't know what is about the country, maybe you are new or you have not been a security guard before. This course will introduce you to the general security guard job as it is. So once you pass this examination, you will get the license, and then you can work as a security. What is good about this course is that during the process, you will be paid your basic salary by the company, and the company will enroll you. Unlike Sira, where an individual can take the training or the course on their own, in Abu Dhabi, you cannot do the course on your own. You have to first get hired by a company, and then this company will enroll you for the course at the National Security Institute. Some of the requirements for you to get a job as a security guard. Now, these requirements depend on the company policy. Depend on the company that you're going to work for, the company that has hired you. But the most common requirements are that you must hold at least a high school diploma or its equivalent, because you need to write. You need to know how to write English, especially because when you're a security guard, you will be issued with a logbook. This is a guard book, which is your daily logbook. You can write whatever happens at your duty location. This has to be done by, you cannot write this unless you know how to write English or Arabic, because you will need to have some English knowledge. The other requirement is that you must have some security experience. The fact that you have passed the interview by the company means that you will need to have some little experience. Even those people who are new will also be hired. You must be able to speak at least English or Arabic, or at least either of them. You must be 21 to 55 years. You cannot be hired as a security guard if you are below 21, and if you are over 55. You must have a height not less than 160 centimeters for males and not less than 150 centimeters for females. You must be fit, physically fit, because the security guard job involves standing for longer hours, especially depending on the location where you're going to work. Females are also hired for security guard jobs. Ladies can also apply, and they also get the same benefits, as I will highlight later in the video. I'll talk about also the salary, but also ladies can be hired. Ladies have a special treatment because of their nature. I will talk about all this towards the end of the video. You must also have attested documents. You must have attested education documents for you to be hired as a security. So those are some of the requirements that you will need to work as a security guard. You must hold at least a high school diploma or its equivalent. You must have some security experience. It is an added advantage. You must be able to speak English or Arabic or either of them. You must be 21 to 55 years of age. You must have a height of not less than 160 centimeters for males and 150 centimeters for females. You must be physically fit, and you must have attested education documents. Those are some of the requirements that you will need for you to be hired by a company and then be enrolled for the basic security guard license at the National Security Institute. This video is specific for Abu Dhabi. It may not apply to other Emirates or other countries. What are some of the skills that you must have as a security guard, and some of the skills that you need to be successful as a security guard? One, you will need observation skills. You need to be good at observation, because the security guard job deals with being observative, being observant of the surrounding. You must be able to identify hazards. You must be able to know someone who is in a problem and be able to assist them. Then you must have emergency response skills. You must know you must have good communication skills, because you're going to talk to a number of people. People from different culture settings, people of different nationalities. You will meet people who are angry, people who are happy, so you must know how to communicate with each one of them for you to be successful as a security guard. Have the honesty skills. You must be honest, because people will trust you as a security guard. Depending on the location where you are, someone can leave you with their key, someone can leave you with their mobile phone or with their quite a number of details. You must be honest, and also you will come across many lost items. If you are not honesty, you will lose your job, because you will steal these items and you will end up losing your jobs. Remember, where you are working, everywhere there are cameras, so you must be honest. Alertness is another skill that you need as a security guard. You need to be alert at all times, because the industry we are working in is a very serious one. You must be alert at all times. Then you also need teamwork skill. You are going to meet people from different culture, people from different nationalities. You must be able to adjust, to know how to work and deal with each and every one. You must be physically fit. You must be physically fit, and I must highlight this one. You have to be physically fit, and at the NSI, when you enroll for the course, you will also be tested against physical fitness with some physical fitness exercises and tests. Then you must have the ability to serve the client's need, because we are working for the client. you are being hired by a security company and then you'll be given out to the client, you must be able to serve the client's interest. So that is briefly about Security Abu Dhabi. They're from the requirements, the jurisdiction. Another thing you need to know about security guard is how much do security guards get paid? How much is the security guard job payment in Abu Dhabi? The basic pay is 2,000 dirham. That is the basic pay. That is the minimum for every security guard in Abu Dhabi. Plus allowances like overtime allowance, depending on the company. So depending on the company, the minimum payment may be about 2,700 dirhams and can go as much as 3,500 if you work special cases like holidays. If you work overtime and all that, you can get a little more payment. With in Abu Dhabi, transport, visa, insurance, accommodation are usually by company, except in some scenarios where the company will have to compensate you if they do not provide this. The other question is, can I apply for security guard? Now, the security guard, like I told you, security guard job in Abu Dhabi, you must be hired by a company first. So if you can get hired by a company, the company will then enroll you for the basic security guard course, and then you get the license. So you can use recruitment agencies, or you can apply to the security company's website directly, send them CVs, like all that. It does not differ from other jobs. Then the other question may be, are ladies also allowed? Yes, ladies are also allowed to work as security guards in Abu Dhabi, and they are entitled to the same payment like their male counterparts. Ladies have some special treatment because they are ladies. I mean, they have some special treatment, like in some companies, ladies do not work night shift unless there are emergency cases, but ladies do not work night shift, and ladies have to get day off at least every week because they are ladies. They have menstrual periods and all that. So because they are ladies, they get some special treatment as security guards in Abu Dhabi. The other question is, do security guards also get day off? Yes. Security guards are entitled to day offs, weekly rest days like other jobs, except if there are some special cases when they have to work the entire month, and in such a case, they will be compensated. That is briefly about the security guard job in Abu Dhabi, what you need to know. Also, there is this, it's called the logbook, the security guard job. At all times, you need to have this logbook. You need to have it with you as a security guard. You note down some problems. There are also important information that you have to know. You must know the laws governing security guard, the restrictions, and all that. That is briefly about the security guard job in Abu Dhabi. You can kindly leave your question in the comment section. If you have any question you would like to know, I will be glad to respond to it. That is briefly about security guard, how you can get hired, the jurisdiction, the hiring process, the basic requirements, the rules of a security guard. Now, what do security guards do? What security guards do depend on the location where they are and depend on the company they are working for. But generally is emergency response, reporting, crowd controlling. It depends. A security guard who is working in a mall, shopping mall, will not have the same work as a security guard working in a factory as a security guard. So the roles differ depending on the location where you are working, the skills you must have, and all that. Thank you for being part of this video. You can leave your comment in the comment section. I will also leave very important links in the description. Kindly check them out, and that is it. Goodbye.